Thanks for checking out this video. So let's get into it. What is coming to Shudder for February 2024? And I'm going to tell you right now, they have upped the amount of films that they're putting on the service. So maybe this marks the moment that we're going to be getting more content to come. So awesome. The first ones I'm going to go over are the exclusive and originals. I always put out no spoiler reviews the Monday before the Friday that they come out, so you can come to my channel and watch these no spoiler reviews. The first one is coming February 2nd, Dario Argento Panico. This is a documentary. In the secluded ambiance of hotel rooms, Dario Argento crafted his greatest cinematic creations, seeking solace from the outside world to delve into his nightmares. Now he finds himself in a hotel room to return to the very setting that ignited his creative fervor, to conclude his latest script and participate in an intimate interview, all while being followed by a film crew documenting his life for a movie about his illustrious career. Kind of half and half on this. The information should be very interesting about his career and his life, but I've seen some interviews with Dario Argento, and he's a very boring interview, unfortunately, so we'll see how this one pans out. The next film is called Skeletons in the Closet, coming February 9th. Haunted by a malevolent spirit since childhood, a desperate mother allows herself to become possessed in order to save the life of her terminally ill daughter. This one has Terrence Howard and Cuba Gooding Jr. in it, so very good actors. The next film is called History of Evil. It's coming February 23rd. In the near future, war and corruption have plagued America and turned it into a theocratic police state. Against the oppression, ordinary citizens have formed a group called the Resistance. One such member, Allegra Dyer, breaks out of political prison and reunites with her husband Ron and daughter Daria. On the run from the militia, the family takes shelter in a remote safe house. But their journey is far from over as the house's dark past begins to eat away at Ron, and his earnest desire to keep his family safe is overtaken by something much more sinister. Sounds interesting. Then, what a lot of people have been waiting for, we are getting a Valentine's Day Joe Bob. It is Joe Bob's Violent Valentine special for The Last Drive-In. That is coming February 9th, so when I'm putting this out, pretty soon. Excited about that. All it says is Joe Bob Briggs and Darcy the Mail Girl honored the lusty sting of Cupid's arrow with a kinky double feature featuring blood, sex, and the dark side of love, as they typically do for that one. So very excited about that one as usual. All right, let's get into all the movies coming, and like I said, it's a bunch. February 1st, dropping a ton. So, until I say another date, all these are coming February 1st. Videodrome, which could be one that they're going to put on The Last Drive-In, I'm thinking. A programmer at a TV station that specializes in adult entertainment searches for the producers of a dangerous and bizarre broadcast. If you haven't seen Vinegar Syndrome, I'm so into it. Videodrome, David Cronenberg, it's so good, highly recommend. Next one, Sorority House Massacre. College student Beth and her sorority sisters are stalked by an escaped psychopathic killer who shares a strange telepathic link with her. Haven't seen that one, heard good things. I will end up checking it out. Piranha from 1978. I love this film. When flesh-eating piranhas are accidentally released into a summer resort's rivers, the hotel guests become their next meal. Highly recommend. Jaws ripoff, done by Joe Dante. What more can I say? Then Slumber Party Massacre from 1982, the original. A female high school student's slumber party turns into a bloodbath as a newly escaped psychotic serial killer wielding a power drill prowls her neighborhood. It's a fun time. If you like the original Halloween, it's literally a ripoff of that. Check it out. Then Slumber Party Massacre 2. Courtney Bates, the younger sister of Valerie, and her friends go to a condo for a weekend getaway. But Courtney can't get rid of the haunting feeling the supernatural rockabilly driller killer is coming to murder them all. That one was shown by Joe Bob at one point. A lot of fun. That's more taking off of Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's very wacky, very over the top, very so bad it's good film. I do recommend. Chopping Mall. Love Chopping Mall. A group of young shopping mall employees stay behind for a late night party in one of the stores. When the mall goes on lockdown before they can get out, the robot security system malfunctions and goes on a killing spree. If you haven't seen Chopping Mall, it's a great so bad it's good. The next one, Hell Night. Not one I love that much. 4 college pledges are forced to spend the night in a deserted old mansion where they are stalked by the monstrous survivor of a family massacre years earlier. It has Linda Blair in it, and she does a really good job. It's just, I found it to be like kind of slow and boring, but maybe I need to rewatch it. Next one, Bad Moon. A lot of people love this werewolf film. After being bitten by a werewolf in the jungle, Ted looks for a cure. His lawyer's sister, with a son and a dog, invites him to park his camper by her house in the woods and live out of her fridge. I'm not a big fan of that werewolf film, but I know a lot of people are, so people will be pretty psyched. Humanoids from the Deep. I love this one. Roger Corman flick. Humanoid sea creatures start killing a fishing town's residents and raping their women. It's up to the townsfolk and a visiting biologist to fight back and fend them off. Good times. Love that one. The Velvet Vampire. Never seen this one. Lee and his wife Susan accept the invitation of mysterious Diane to visit her secluded desert estate. Tensions arise when the couple, unaware that Diane is a vampire, realize that they are both the objects of the Pale Temptress's seductions. Sounds interesting. Body Bags, a great anthology film by John Carpenter. 3 short stories in the horror genre. The first about a serial killer, the second about a hair transplant gone wrong, and the third about a baseball player. That one has Mark Hamill, which is fun. The next one, a film I've been meaning to see from just a few years ago, Werewolves Within. Feature adaptation of the video game where werewolves attack a small town. Short and sweet. I've heard it's really good. It's like horror comedy-ish, I think. Knives and Skin, a mystical teen noir that follows a young girl's disappearance in the rural Midwest and its effect on teens and parents. Not interested. Spiral from 1998. A young pathologist seeks answers to the mysterious death of a friend and soon comes into contact with the same cursed videotape that caused the death of the friend's wife and son, which is haunted by the curse of Sadako, a relentless spirit. Sounds like a good time. And Kindred is the last one coming on the first. Plagued by mysterious hallucinations, a pregnant woman suspects that the family of her deceased boyfriend has intentions for her unborn child. Nice. Then coming February 2nd are the following 4 films, which I believe are all Italian horror. The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. An American expatriate in Rome attempts to unmask a serial killer he witnessed in the act of an attempted murder and is now hunting him and his girlfriend. Quintessential Giallo, if you like Giallo, that's a Dario Argento film, which actually I believe all of these films coming on February 2nd are Dario Argento related. The next is Inferno from 1980. An American college student in Rome and his sister in New York investigate a series of killings in both locations where their resident addresses are the domain of 2 covens of witches. I saw that one a while ago, didn't really like it. The next is Two Evil Eyes, a duo of Edgar Allan Poe adaptations about a greedy wife's attempt to embezzle her dying husband's fortune and a sleazy reporter's adoption of a strange black cat. I think that was done with George A. Romero. I think it was Argento and Romero, if I'm not mistaken. Haven't seen it. Do need to. And then the last one for that day is Argento's Dracula. Asia Argento stars in horror legend Dario Argento's sexy spin on the classic tale about the sharp-toothed count who craves human blood. Okay. Then the next 4 films are coming February 12th. The Psychic from 1977, a Lucio Fulci giallo that is very good. A clairvoyant woman discovers a skeleton in a wall in her husband's house and seeks to find the truth about what happened to the victim. Do recommend. Della Morte Dellamore, a.k.a. Cemetery Man. A cemetery man must kill the dead a second time when they become zombies. Heard good things. There was just a very expensive, interesting-looking release of the film from Severin Films recently, so very interested to watch it. Haven't seen it yet. Bad Girl Boogie. Halloween blood is shed by the wearer of a parasitic mask, cursed with black magic and bigotry. After Angel's friend is killed by a person wearing the mask, Angel must fight, fear, and find the killer before he slaughters everyone. Sounds kind of interesting. And then the last one for that date is Vamp. This one I'd highly recommend. Good time. It has Grace Jones in it, who's a good actress. 2 fraternity pledges travel to a sleazy bar in search of a stripper for their college friends, unaware it is occupied by vampires. Fun time. Then the next 3 films are coming February 15th. The Others. In 1945, immediately following the end of Second World War, a woman who lives with her 2 photosensitive children on her darkened old family estate in the Channel Islands becomes convinced that the home is haunted. A lot of people love that film. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so maybe I need to revisit. The next film is one that they're re-adding because they just had it on there. Ills, or also known as Them. Lucas and Clementine live peacefully in their isolated country house, but one night they wake up to a strange noise. They're not alone, and a group of hooded assailants begin to terrorize them throughout the night. It's literally the French film that was the basis for The Strangers in the US. And then the last one for the 15th, Dogs. After several inhabitants of a new city were bitten by dogs, a young doctor tries to stop the climb of violence. I don't know, it doesn't sound great. The next three films are coming February 19th. Megalomaniac. I highly recommend this one. It was one of my top picks for the best films of 2023 because it came out before 2023, but it came to the US in 2023. But Megalomaniac, highly recommend. Megalomaniac questions the invisible line between victim and executioner and how it is crossed. A film about the weight of patriarchy and the illusion of Manichaeism. I don't know. Sorry. My bad. They gave away too much by doing that, but it is a good film. I do recommend. Deathstalker. A lone warrior nicknamed Deathstalker is sent by a witch on a quest to find a sword, a chalice, and an amulet, two of which are held by the wicked king and sorcerer Munkar. That sounds kind of fun. And then Deathstalker 2. In this parody of the sword and sorcery films, a princess is deposed by an evil sorcerer. She enlists the aid of Deathstalker to battle the forces of evil, including a clone of the princess, and win back her kingdom. Sounds fun again as well. And then the last film is coming on February 26th. It is called Moon Garden. A comatose 5-year-old girl journeys through an industrial wonderland to find her way back to the consciousness. So there you have it. Those are all the films coming, and this is where I want to know from you. What are you excited about? What do you recommend? What do you recommend I stay away from? Go ahead and put it in the comments. Let's talk about this. Also, are you excited that they're adding more content? This is the first month in many months that they've added a good amount of films. So pretty exciting. Maybe a showing of things to come. But do me a quick favor, hit subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That's your best way to repay me for all this free content. Hit the thumbs up on this video if you want other people to find it. Help me out with that YouTube algorithm. And hit the notification bell button if you want to know when I'm putting up new videos. But thank you very much for taking your time to watch this. And until next time, keep it brutal.